I love that you brought up AJ and that match that AJ, Smojo, and Christopher Daniels did. And I know that you talk about how that match really inspired you to be the worker that you are now. What was it specifically about that three-way match?
I think...
Because I love that match, by the
mate,
way.
It's the best. It's
the best TNA match ever.
Greatest, mate. And it's mad that how I stumbled across it, the way WCW, ECW, and WWF like kind of ended. So I was watching, but I wasn't. I didn't really understand it in a weird way. I just saw them as the enemy as they're coming in. I still think it's cool, eh? Like even though it wasn't the WCW that we kind of wanted, I still feel as a kid that was cool. But after a while, I just got bored. Do you know what I mean? It was just kind of like the same guys over and over again. So I was literally, I can seriously remember it. We were like me and my friends, and we were all just chilling. And I was just like scrolling through Sky, and on Sky Broadband, we have the wrestling channel. And just on this day, on a random Sunday, they had TNA playing. So then we was just like, what is this? And we watched this action coming in with a six-sided ring. I can't remember who else was on that card for the life of me, but I remember like it was like one match, and then AJ came out, and I just thought, guy, red hood coming down, the sparklers coming out. I was just like, you sick music.
That is one of the best TNA entrance themes too.
And even like when they upgraded it as well, like do you remember? Because they done like a first version of it, and then the second I was like, still
had a bit more
banger.
of a beat to it. Yeah,
still a banger. Yeah. But like, I thought he was the coolest guy like coming out, and then he wrestled, and I've never seen anybody wrestle like that, like at all. And it was just that moment where like Joe's doing crazy shit, and then he just jumped to the top rope and done a shooting star press. I've never seen it before in my life, so I just freaked out. I was like, that's it. That's what I want. And it took a while to get there because like wrestling in England, especially at that time, it wasn't what it was like in the boom period. It was just kind of like very hold for hold technical wrestling, and that has a place, but it just didn't fascinate me. So we just got a wrestling ring, put it in my back garden, and then we just filmed it. And like,
where'd you get a wrestling ring?
So my mum works in the theatre industry, and so she knows a fabricator. So they just made one. Like my mum is the best, man.
That's that is such a story of this was meant to be.
Yeah, I mean, so. My mum knew I was getting into trouble. I was a fucking nightmare at home. Like I would get into trouble, but like she saw that I was being an arsehole. For what's he like doing? Likes wrestling. Well, it keeps him in the house, keeps him off the street. All of his friends come round, so like they built it. Mate, it was from my like 14th birthday, maybe 13th birthday. We all just freaked out. It was like, how long is this here for? Like forever. So we would just film YouTube stuff and just like wrestle each other, and I guess that was our outlet. Until the UK scene kind of caught up with that style, like that kind of PWG style that we were looking for in that TNA. Like it was that was what we were searching for. That was what the style that we wanted to portray. And I think it took a long time to get it like that. But then I feel like that is now that is the broad spectrum of like what wrestling is in the UK now, is that style.